So if you guys remember, long before we had OV hoes like Maul and Aiden Ross doing their best to convince themselves and the rest of the world that Drake won his battle against Kendrick Lamar, we had the King Aubrey Drake Graham Glazer Top 5. Top 5 is a rapper slash social media personality slash crash out dummy for Drake. Maybe this is all an act, but he's trying to portray himself as this demon within Toronto. He recently got released from prison, and just a day after touching grass, he's already gobbling the grams and making some very stupid threats towards Kendrick Lamar. So let's unpack this entire situation. To give it a little backstory, Top 5 has been locked up for the last 3 years. In 2021, he was accused of taking the life of an innocent 20-year-old man by the name of Hashim Omar Hashi. Canadian government authorities, known as the Crown, suspended the case against Top 5 after the judge ruled that his videos and social media posts couldn't be used as evidence. According to the Crown, Top 5 was involved in a criminal organization that rivaled another violent group in the area where the victim, Hashi's life, was taken. The Crown believed that the tragic incident happened due to gang rivalry. Initially, Top 5 came out of jail in seemingly positive spirits. He did an interview outside the courthouse where he said that with his newfound freedom, his plans were now to bring communities together and stop the violence.
You freed me! You freed me! Yeah, I'm home!
How does it feel to be stepping out after being in custody for that long?
I feel like Shohei Ohtani, superstar.
What about the fact that a man did lose his life? Do you have any thoughts about that?
R.I.P., you know what I mean? R.I.P. I'm an innocent man. Hope they find whoever did that.
Are you going to start rapping again?
Positive.
What's your plan now?
I'm going to bring every community together. Stop the violence.
With
Positivity.
It was hard to tell if this statement was disingenuous, because before Top 5 got locked up, he was on stream with DJ Academics 4 years ago talking about his crews beating charges for their bodies. Now, Top 5 claims to have known Drake for years. There's pictures of them together way back before Drake rocked a beard and a nose job. Top 5 claims that he's been Drake's crash dummy. On a stream with Academics before he got locked up, Top 5 claims that if someone who doesn't like Drake comes to Toronto, he's the one taking care of them.
That's Big Dog.
Oh, Drake Big Dog.
Big Dog. If somebody that doesn't like Drake comes to the city, we're taking care of that. You know what I mean?
Drake has shouted you out before. That's how some people knew you.
That's Big Bro. No, just that I knew him before the rap shit. Like I used to see him here and there. Now it's a love right now. It's like I'm a shooter basically.
So you the streets. You're the streets.
Yeah, I'm Drake shooter. I'm not lying to you. Anybody disrespect Drake, I'm shooting you.
Okay.
Ironically, the account that published that video is called OVO Glazer, just to give you guys some perspective on where we're at right now. So then back in May of 2024, one day after Kendrick Lamar released his Not Like Us diss against Drake, Top 5 posted a picture of the OVO Owl on his Instagram story saying these guys didn't do anything for the streets of Toronto. Shortly after that, he put up a post on Instagram with the caption saying, "When you're trolling just to see who's eager to get at the boy in my DMs. Okay, no problem." Drake commented on the photo with laughing emojis, saying, "Send me the list, Fiverr." Now, it's unclear how he was doing all this trolling and flip-flopping while he was incarcerated. It's also unclear why Drake was commenting on his pictures instead of focusing on a better retaliation to Kendrick's diss tracks. But what's definitely clear is that Top 5 has been riding the OVO totem pole for a while now. I'm not going to get too much into his past because frankly he doesn't deserve the coverage, but what he's doing now is extremely dangerous and stupid. Not just for his freedom, but for the safety of everyone involved. And if Drake is really behind this guy, then he's just as big of a clown as him. Now, Drake has yet to comment on this guy's release publicly. He even rejected Top 5's call during Academic stream, but simultaneously Top 5 leaked his DMs with the sensitive rapper. We're going to touch on all that shortly, but it's important to note, when Top 5 was freed, he posted a picture on Instagram with his lawyer, and he captioned it saying, "Shout out Drake for the lawyer fees and Gary Grill for being the best lawyer in Toronto." Now, I don't know why the lawyer's dressed like the judge, but anyways, Top 5 quickly removed the part of the caption that implies Drake was paying for his lawyer fees. He kept it as a shout out to Gary Grill for being the best lawyer in Toronto. Shortly after Top 5's release, he was also seen with the OVO artist Popcan in Toronto. So it's safe to say he still has ties to the label, and while it's unclear if Drake condones his behavior, the guy is still close to Drake's circle. Now, just a day after Top 5's release from prison, he went on stream with DJ Academics and Aiden Ross, and this is where the problem started. He made some insane statements, claiming that Kendrick Lamar can't come to Toronto now that he's back home.
Reality. All of this Kendrick Lamar, all this bullshit, we needed to hear from the GGs what's going on.
We're gonna slap Kendrick if we see him.
Oh, shit.
I prepared the little things, everything for my boy Kendrick. I want to greet him. So
Yo, could Kendrick come to the 6?
You sure?
Probably gonna be with all the police.
No, even he's with the police. He's done. He ain't coming.
He also said it's not safe for Metro Boomin to come to Toronto, even though he was just there performing back in August.
Metro Boomin, man, I see what you're trying to do with my boy, man. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. It ain't, hold on, Ak. It ain't safe, Metro.
He also claims Drake slept with the women of all the rappers. Things got a lot darker, as Top 5 says he's doing his homework on Metro Boomin and Kendrick Lamar, and he's out looking for Drake in the next few days, and they're going to play the Not Like Us music video and look at every guy in the video and do homework on them.
Me and Drake are gonna link up in a couple days, and we're gonna do this podcast. And we're gonna play Not Like Us video. We're gonna look at every name in the video. And we're gonna do homework. I don't play around by Aubrey. That's my bro. My Jewish brother show.
Then the Graham Glazer Top 5 tried to call Drake live on stream. Drake obviously ignored the call and sent him a DM back, allegedly saying, "I'm in a meeting at some spot with no service. I'm hearing you're tearing down the internet. Up till in the cut. KD in the cut 35. Bossman Bunzo. We bun skin. Welcome home, brother. Real stuff." Now, Top 5 showed these DMs on Academic Stream, but we don't necessarily know if they're real or not. They definitely look real, but it's insane to think that they are. And to give some context, the DM is Drake saying he has no service, so he can't answer Top 5's call. He also names every guy that was on stream with Top 5, and he ends it off by saying, "We bun skin. Welcome home, brother. Real stuff." The bun skin is Canadian lingo, which is really Jamaican patois, and here Drake is basically admitting to being involved with people getting hit with a firearm. Ironically, all these guys used to diss a deceased rapper by the name of Smoke Dogg, who Drake had brought out on tour and paid tribute to after he passed. This all lines up with what Kendrick was rapping about when he said jump-starting neighborhood wars. Top 5 was also talking about being in contact with the person who allegedly hit Kodak Black with a firearm.
I don't even know what his name is. 6-year-old kid. He said he got the weapon that he put Kodak on TV. Some 16-year-old kid. You see when he got shot though. A 16-year-old kid. Like I forgot his name.
Really? Doesn't have a name, man.
If you guys didn't know, Kodak was beefing with Drake's affiliate, a Toronto rapper by the name of Pressa, and Drake had subliminals for Kodak on Travis Scott's 2023 song Meltdown, where he said, "You're lucky that Vogue was suing, because I would have been with the Wasses in Paris." Wassa is the name of Pressa's group, and they allegedly had some sort of feud with Kodak in Paris during a fashion week. By saying that, Drake was essentially inheriting the beef, and Top 5 is bringing back up the beef with Kodak in his recent stream with Aiden Ross and DJ Academics. Now, this Twitter account that was reporting on the stream and all the reckless things that Top 5 has been doing, everything from the remarks he made about Kendrick and Metro Boomin to the deleted Instagram caption stating that Drake paid his lawyer fees, that Twitter account that was reporting on it got messaged by the Toronto police. They DM'd him asking for all relevant links, and the Twitter user shared a recap of Top 5's stream. That same Twitter account shared a post from the cousin of the innocent victim who lost his life, the life that Top 5 was accused of taking. This is the case that he was just released on. The victim's cousin was confused why Drake would pay Top 5's lawyer fees. He wrote on Instagram saying, "Zero clue this was even a thing. This hit like a blow to the stomach. Just so we're clear, my baby cousin's life was taken in the parking lot of his home. This is a trial about the passing of a kid, a child, on the way home from a pizza place. Not in no street politics, not a part of nothing, a kid. My baby brother had to find his best friend that night lifeless. I used to appeal to Drake. We all looked up to him. This is the wildest move. What the F are y'all doing? Hashtag justice for Hashim." Hashim was the only son of his mom. He played video games, and him and my brother were the softest, nerdiest, cutest best friends. He rarely was allowed to leave his house. His mom was so protective. She only had him and his beautiful sister Hodman. They're the nicest people, and they finally found a place out of the hood. We were so happy for them. It would take us a little longer to meet them out there, but they got out. This happened after they closed on a new place. His mom let him go out to get pizza with his friend one night before they moved, and her son never came through that door ever again. He never got to move into his new room. Who's fighting for them? He never got to see his first year out the teens through. Then he shared a picture of Top 5 and said, "For the record, this is what Drake unleashed." He continued by saying, "Top 5 was charged with taking his life. They put a GPS tracker on him. He took it off and fled to the States. I don't even know how you get past the border with that kind of charge. LAPD found him, and some way, somehow, he still got off a charge he fled out the country to evade. Thank you, Drake. Your version of justice means Hashim's sister had to watch her brother's passing being celebrated on TV. He insisted if that tells you anything about the caliber of people we're dealing with here, during her honeymoon. People can't even mourn or heal with dignity. When I come back from Portland, they told me Drake's producer 40 was one of the good guys. He was really trying to find a solution for what's going on in the city. This is the solution? Any and everything he does hereafter. Every mom that has to hear him sing about taking the life of their kid, that's on you guys. That blood is on your hands." Now, we're not going to speculate anything in this video, but if Top 5 really was responsible for taking this person's life, and Drake was paying his lawyer fees, obviously that's horrible. To add fuel to the flame, what Academics and Aiden Ross were doing on their stream with Top 5 was absolutely disgusting. They were egging him on, instigating his horrible threats, asking him if Kendrick or Metro Boomin are safe in Toronto, and basically doing their best to get this guy to say some stupid BS so they could get a viral moment on their stream. I don't think they realized the repercussions or gravity or severity of gassing up Top5 to talk the way he was, let alone even giving the guy a spotlight to let him spew his twisted nonsense. Meanwhile, back in July when Schoolboy Q's show in Toronto was cancelled, he was speculating that it was because Drake is a part owner of the venue he was supposed to perform at. He said, Top Dawg was just with Lil Wayne and Baby, SMH. Party Next Door just had a show in California. If we wanted to get you guys, we would have just did it. Now when somebody get hurt, don't cry. Academics, the same guy instigating Top5 to talk crazy about Kendrick Lamar, replied to Schoolboy Q asking for peace. He said, sending prayers for peace and healing. Battle was good. Time to move on. Well, where are those prayers for peace and healing now, when this lunatic is on your stream and you're gassing him up to talk about all the problems Kendrick's gonna face when he comes to Toronto? Schoolboy Q also emphasized he was never calling for violence, but simply saying Drake banning him from performing was taking things too far, since Kendrick or none of his affiliates caused any problems for Drake's affiliates being in California. Schoolboy Q replied to Academics by saying, I never said I'm gonna take somebody's life. I'm saying if we wanted to crack it off, we could've, SMH. Rap and move on playing tough. You're gonna get somebody hurt. It's all good. I'm a soccer dad. Now hopefully things don't escalate after Top5's comments, but Smack, an affiliate of TDE, Kendrick's old record label, responded to Top5's comments saying he doesn't have to look for Kendrick and his crew. They'll find him.
You looking for who?
Dot.
You looking for Dot?
He said, I'm looking for that nigga. And whoever, and he said
he made the call to Shut Q Showdown.
And who is he?
Top5.
He from Toronto?
Yeah.
You in Toronto, Top5. You ain't gotta come find us. We'll find you.
Drake finna do a stream, finna be looking at whoever was on that stage.
Yeah, I'm there.
They also said Aiden Ross is banned from LA and stated that they'd slap him if they see him.
So Aiden Ross tripping too?
Oh, for sure.
Slap your bitch ass.
He took his stand, right?
Aiden responded to this by saying,
Banned from LA. I'm not banned from LA, bro. I wish somebody would. I swear to God, I'm gonna go to LA. Nobody's gonna do shit to me. I promise you, bro. You think I'm scared of LA? What? I lived in LA for years and years and years. I'm not banned from LA. If an old head is really that mad because I'm choosing sides, whatever, bro. You're like 50 years old. I don't know. Go start a family. Go play poker or chess. You're old.
Kendrick's childhood friend, Hidda J3, also responded to Top5's comments about finding the people in the Not Like Us music video by saying, come and find out then. Now again, let's all hope this doesn't escalate further than where it is now. It was great to see this battle take place because there was no violence involved. It was strictly kept to the bars. It was unfortunate that it had to turn into a mess of allegations from both parties, whether it was Drake accusing Kendrick of abusing his fiancée and his fiancée having a child with Kendrick's manager, or whether it was Kendrick alleging that Drake had a daughter. That's why my favorite song from this whole battle was Euphoria, because there was no allegations with no sources involved. It was strictly Kendrick decoding Drake's character and morals in the form of carefully crafted bars and a scathing performance. Now, as for Top5, as tough as he's talking, some footage has resurfaced of this clown allegedly getting kicked out of an establishment in Toronto, and it shows him running off and acting way different than the OVO crash dummy he was portraying on Academics and Aiden Ross's stream.
Stay outside, stay outside right now. Get the fuck outside. Get your booming on, boy.
Get excited as Top5.
I don't go you talking to acting like you Drake ass nigga. The fuck off the street, you wear flip flops.
And as for Academics and Aiden Ross, ever since this beef ended, they've just made Drake look dumber by the day through the instigating with Top5, the constant glazing. They've also basically been Drake's mouthpiece ever since this beef ended. We haven't heard a word from Drake aside from the sneak disses in his Instagram captions. Instead, we've heard Academics talking about Drake wanting a round 2, then walking that back and saying Drake doesn't want a round 2. Aiden Ross had this guy Cheezer on his stream and Cheezer was playing Not Like Us. Then Drake went in the chat asking for Cheezer's address in an attempt to prop Drake up like he won this beef, or just in an effort to make it seem like they're close to Drake. They've effectively tarnished Drake's reputation even worse, as they've made ridiculous comments speaking on Drake. They've desperately tried to defend every horrible move that Drake has made throughout and after this beef, and now they're putting a spotlight on Drake's dumb friend. And whether or not this was a troll, they're indirectly refueling this beef and enabling it to reach levels no one wants it to go to. If someone gets hurt, there's blood on their hands just for giving a spotlight to the BS, and I would assume that's the last thing they'd want their dumb actions to lead towards.